All right, welcome one and all to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I am your host, John, and if you could kindly please hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. Here we try to get a little more honest view of what's going on in the world of sports, and go ahead, feel free to leave a comment. Let's just do this. Let's do this. All right. Welcome to Happy Friday. We're going to recap what happened on Thursday. The icon, the icon of all icons in the world of wrestling, Hulk Hogan, passed away at the age of 71 in Clearwater, Florida. And he was the Elvis. He was the rock star of all rock stars. Yeah, there's been a lot of other iconic names: Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Roddy Piper, Ric Flair. Let's not forget him, Andre the Giant. But there was only one superstar, and that was truly Hulk Hogan. Yeah, first time I ever saw him was at Rocky 3, and I followed sports extensively, and I didn't really buy into the whole world of wrestling. It was fake. It was back then it was called wrestling. And I saw him at the beginning, and it was just a great beginning to it. He does an exhibition with Rocky, and he wants to dissuade people that this is fake, and he starts really putting some hurt on Rocky, and then of course Rocky, being the heavyweight boxer, puts him in his place with a couple shots, and then all of a sudden at the end, even though they're both battered and bruised, they're buddies. All right. And then he went on, and he literally launched the WWF. Back then it was called the WWF before it had to move off the name because of contractual issues with the World Wildlife Federation. And in '85, they had the first WrestleMania in Pontiac, Michigan. He teamed up with Mr. T, coming off a Rocky movie, and they fought Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper. And I will tell you this: if you're a Roddy Piper fan, watch the movie They Live. John Carpenter's. It is unbelievable. Roddy Piper is just wonderful in that movie. But it was a huge success. Actually, back then it was on NBC. Then a little while later, he started a grudge match with Andre the Giant, literally one of the biggest human beings who ever lived. He had a pituitary gland issue, and he just kept growing and growing. And for me, in the history of wrestling, the most iconic moment was at the Pontiac Silverdome. He literally picked up Andre, all 500 plus pounds of him, and body slammed him. Like, whoa, oh my gosh. And he was literally the rock star. Like I said, he was the Beatles. And they went to unparalleled success under Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan. '95, there's kind of a falling out. He became a bad guy. In wrestling, nobody really ever goes away as long as you got the name, you got the cachet. It Wrestling has really taken on such a zeitgeist in the modern society. When I was growing up, it was considered fake, and it is pretty much fake. They orchestrate it. We've seen plenty of videos where before SummerSlam, The Rock and Stone Cold are working through. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I don't know how it all works. Whatever it is. Actually, maybe I'll ask Brian a little about that in our video today. His son follows and is actually the voice of one of the minor league circuits for wrestling in Southern California. And it would be interesting to get his perspective on what Hulk Hogan meant to him. And in 2015, some derogatory things leaked. There was an audio tape of him using some racial epithets. A sex tape followed by Gawker. He sued Gawker, successfully won a verdict against them of $115 million, basically putting them out of business. And, in the last years of his life, he became a very fervent and diehard supporter of President Trump. He was actually quite frequent on the campaign trail last year. I believe he was at the RNC last year. He was at the Madison Square Garden right before the election. That was this guy. Okay, I mean, we can agree to disagree, but you cannot deny the cultural force that was Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, brother. Back in the day, he used to say, what you gonna do when Hulkamania comes running over you? And he was a larger than life character. Loved him. Just just something else. All right, let's move on in the world of sports. Let's talk about some NCAA basketball because hey, it's coming up in like 10 minutes. Kansas Bill Self, who had some health issues last year, was hospitalized. There's some serious concerns there. He had 2 stints put in. He is in stable condition. Sending out love literally in the college basketball scene. He is, I would say, now that Mike Krzyzewski is gone, I would say he is, and Roy Williams, I would say he is the grandfather. He is the godfather in the college basketball scene. Also in the world of baseball, the Mariners landed Josh Taylor from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Taylor's been having a really good year. His slash line is 292, 360, and 447. 11 home runs, 59 RBIs. And Brian and I had this discussion. I didn't think the Mariners were going to do it. I had the Mariners last year to get over 86 wins. And they were 12 games over 500 in the first half of the year. And then literally they quit hitting. And I know Cal Raleigh is having an amazing year, but the rest of the squad really isn't hitting. This is the move that really could to lead to some really amazing results. It's just what it is, right? And I kudos to him. Arizona obviously is going to be a seller. We're going to see where Eugenio Suarez. We all thought he was going to go back to his home in Seattle, but we'll see how that plays out. All right, let's talk about what happened in the world of baseball. Orioles, little too late. They beat the Guardians 4-3. Guardians have been playing some really good baseball. They've had some problems. Morton gets the win. He's 6-8 with a 5.4 ERA, and the truth is, they really would cut him, but they got no one else to throw out there, and they're on the hook for I think $14 million with that guy. Blue Jays continue to roll. The Tigers these are two teams that are going in different ways. The Blue Jays are ascendant. Tigers are literally just falling off the cliff. And I don't know what they got to do to right that ship. I believe in that team, but Scooball and Mize can't pitch every day. The Cardinals beat the Padres 7-9. 9-7, I guess, would probably be. John, why don't you just do it like we do it in America? Athletics beat the Astros 5-2, which really, the Astros, I kind of felt like they were really going to start taking off in the second half. Severino gets your win, 4-11. Hey, there's a guy they're going to try offload. They signed him to that 3-year, $67 million deal. And in the nightcap, the Mariners beat the Angels 4-2. Bases loaded in the ninth. Mike Trout didn't get there. He actually got the walk to load the bases. And the Angels fall just a little short. Evans gets the win. Colucci, their all-star representative, took the loss. All right. If you could, though, please hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And we'll see you soon on Off the Rails Sports Podcast.